Hey there, students. I just wanted to point out that the in-class activity today is going to be on section views, and it comes right from your textbook. As a matter of fact, it's on page number, or it's chapter number 5 on section views. By the way, the whole section, the whole chapter, goes through the whole process of creating section views. It has the basic information that I'm going to provide for you today, but it's not a bad thing to review. So you always should go through the chapter. There are a bunch of different exercises, doing full, half sections, all those type of things. But the one I'm going to work with you today doing is this one right here, exercise 5.2-2, full section of this object. Now I made a copy of this so I didn't have to take it out of my book. I also posted on our Canvas page this activity so you can print it if you don't happen to have the textbook right at hand. So what they want you to do is basically to draw the section view as the front view. So if you can imagine the cutting plane is this line right here, the cutting plane cutting right through this entire object, almost it's going to cut it directly in half. So if you look at it, it would come through like that, like that. So this whole front half is gone. This section right here would be removed. Now they've given you the top view, they've given you the right side view, so you have all your measurements to work from. So it's just a matter of projecting what you're going to see if you cut it out. So I can see that there's a little indent there, so I'd come over here and I would be able to see that back half indent. So this would be a solid line right here. So that becomes a solid line. And then as I'm looking at it from here, I would see this indent and the hole that goes through. The nice thing once again is all your lines, the widths and the heights and the depths are all projected from either one view or the other. So I'm setting it up like so. It's going to cut right through here like this. Why is that a solid line? Because remember, now this is gone, so this whole section is gone. And then finally, I'm going to be seeing part of this hole that comes through here. So I'm going to utilize this as it comes through here. How far does it come through? It comes through like so. There's the top, there's the bottom, and I'm trying to do my best to keep it nice and straight. Here is how far it comes into the object. And then you can see they call a drill point. There's a drill point on it. How far does that drill point come out? Once again, I'm projecting that point out. Assuming this is the center right here, comes to there, so I can start to create what I would call that drill point, and a drill point. Erase this little piece right here, because that's going to be, would you see that? That's a good question. Actually, I think you would see that line in a section view. Now we're not done yet, because remember, I can still see that hole on the other side. So to mark out that hole, I have these hidden lines that I can follow. So here we go, hidden lines. I'm just projecting the top and the bottom of that hole. Top and bottom of that hole. Here's the width of the hole. Looking at it from this. Notice I'm using all these light construction or projection lines to create the size of this hole. So, with that, boom, 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 everything else is, this is the material that's getting cut away, so I have a circle here. And once you have a square there, it makes it easier to kind of create the circle. And I'm not marking whether or not you have a perfect circle or not, but that's what you're going to see. Clean up those things, like so. Clean, 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 clean. And then it's just a matter of putting in the section lines. Now the section lines, as we explained in the video or in the presentation, are diagonal lines, and typically they're just about 1/8 of an inch apart. Do you measure them? Well, I don't typically measure them. I would just set it up, and I would start here, and I'd start in the corner, and I'd try to keep them as parallel and as even as I possibly can all the way through, keeping that consistent. Typically 30, 45, or a 60-degree angle, and you can see these section lines. Now remember, Different section lines can determine different types of material. This is just a general section line, basically. You can't determine the material from this particular section line, but you're going to go right across this entire object drawing section lines. Doesn't matter if the section lines go this way or the other way, doesn't make any difference. It's all what you want to do and how you want to set it up. So I want you to go through and finish off your section lines. I'm going to go all the way through. Now, are there section lines in this area? No, there wouldn't be, because as you can see, we cut away there. There would be section lines up to there and all the way around the hole, and that would be the end of it. When you're done, obviously, you're going to put your name and date, usually name and date on it. I would scan it in and I would send it to me, and I can give you a credit for this in-class activity. All right, if you have any questions, just shoot me an email, or we can just discuss it in chat.